Good day everyone and welcome to another interesting session of our short tutorials on solar power system installations. Today we are bringing you a very important discussion, a very important topic, one of the most important discussions or aspects of solar power system installations. I am Chukwuma Madukwe, the training director of VertField Tech. Yes, we are going to be discussing solar system failures. Solar system failures. It is a core topic when it comes to solar system installations. All right. This is one of the major topics that are on the lips of professionals, beginners, technicians, and even the clients who have access to these facilities or who have access to these solar system facilities. So in today's training course, we will be looking at the following. By the end of this tutorial video, you all will understand the common causes of solar system failures. We'll be able to identify early warning signs, learn how to prevent system breakdown, and also improve its installation and maintenance practices. In all, you are going to become a better person. And for you, the client, you are going to gain so much knowledge about the system in your facility. Come with us. So, let us start from the very beginning. What is solar system failure? What is solar system failure? Solar system failures occurs when a system stops working suddenly. Yes, so your system has failed. It simply means that your system, which has been working for a few months, suddenly stops working. It suddenly breaks down. It suddenly starts giving you some attitude. Yes, your system can actually give you some attitude. A husband and wife attitude, boyfriend, girlfriend attitude. It can actually give you that attitude, and you might not know what is happening. At that point in time, that is where you will say that your system has failed. The solar system failure can either be partial or a complete system failure, which is what we refer to as a system failure can be in two phases. Either it is partial, which means it's just a matter of a few components that are misbehaving. It can be your solar panel that is misbehaving. It can be your battery that is misbehaving. It can also be the inverter system that is faulty at that point in time, and you can actually take care of it. But if it is a whole system failure, which means there are multiple errors or multiple system failures or multiple component problems at that point in time, which means you need to do a complete system troubleshooting, diagnosis, and maintenance. So these failures can be caused by key things. It can be through human error, it can be through poor system design, or even lack of maintenance culture. Yes, it might be that after the installation has been done successfully, but then you feel like you want to play around with the machine you have in your facility. You are pressing the buttons, changing this and that. Along the line, you uh, enter a setup that is not supposed to be done at that point in time. At that point in time, that system might tend to fail. System design is also one of them. On when that your system has stayed for a very long period of time, no maintenance culture of any sort, nothing has been done for that system to upgrade it, to clean it up, to even look at it to see if there are some part of it that needs to be taken care of or even changed. In those cases, it could lead to solar system failures. All right, this is going to be very, very interesting. Come with me, please. So, causes of solar system failures. There are basic causes of solar system failures. Okay, you have poor system design, low quality or fake component, incorrect installation, poor panel positioning, battery-related problems, lack of proper protection, overloading the system, lack of maintenance, environmental and weather factors, improper user orientation. These are 10 key factors that lead to your solar system failures or causes of your solar system failures. Let's take them one after the other to have a basic and in-depth knowledge of each of them. Poor system design. Poor system design. What is poor system design, or what are we trying to talk about when we say poor system design? There are various factors you need to consider or look at when we talk about poor system design. When we talk about poor system design, we are talking about improper energy audit or load audit. You know, some clients are very funny. They can reach out to solar professionals and tell them that, okay, reach out to somebody or an electrician or a technician and tell the person he or she needs a solar system in the facility because the technician knows how to do electrical work. They believe he can also handle solar system jobs. And that technician has not gone through the process of solar system installations. In the stage of system designs, you do not just okay. Let's let us rephrase that. In the stage of solar system installations, you do not just get your component, couple it together by doing the installation, joining cables together. No, you have to sit down, analyze that system, know where the system is to be installed, do your site survey, do your market survey, do your system design. In doing your system design, you are to take into account energy audit and load audit. Energy audit will give you idea of the available quantity of loads to be fed to the system when it is installed. And that is information you will be using to size your various solar components. So if you have no idea of this, I'm sorry for you. You are going to make a mess of the whole thing. And that is the reason why the quacks in this field will always make a mess. And it is more difficult to even clean up a mess than running a new installation. So at every point in time, one of the basic um, causes of solar system failures is improper energy audit. If you do not know what you intend to power up, you cannot. It is not magical. You can never be able to say that this is the size of the solar system that will power up that facility for the length of time it is expected to be powered up. Now, that item 1 connects us to item 2, which is what wrong inverter sizing, which means that if you do not know what you intend to power up, you cannot know the size of inverter system that is going to power up that facility in terms of the loads available in that facility. Undersized solar panels. When we talk about undersized solar panels, it simply means that the amount or number of solar panels available cannot be able to generate the expected or required amount of energy which is supposed to be used to power up the facility and then recharge the batteries for later use. So if you have a large energy need but you are using a small quantity or a small size of solar panels to run the system, you are walking into failure because that solar system will definitely fail along the line. And there is nothing you can do about it. Absolutely nothing. Unless you do a system upgrade. And that is the best thing you can do at that point in time. Incorrect battery capacity is another thing. When you when you do a wrong energy audit, you have already failed from the very beginning. Also, when you do not size your batteries the right way properly, you have failed again. Because if the required number of batteries or the capacity of batteries available is not matching up to the quantity of loads that is to be fed, which also sums up to the length of hours you want to run that system, that your battery system will fail. Take for instance, if a facility is consuming 5,000 watts and you are to use 5 kilowatts hour lithium battery to power that facility, how long do you think that 5 kilowatt hour lithium battery can run? That is what we're talking about. So if we are saying the client wants that system to run for 5 hours as the backup. Your 5 kilowatt hour can never run for 5 hours on a 5,000 watt of load. It can never. There is nothing you will do that will make it run. Yes, there's nothing you do. So you need to size your system properly, size your batteries properly, do all this system design the right way. Now, lack of tolerance. This is the master of all. After you have designed your various solar components to work the best way it should, you should also make provision for tolerance. That is to say, give allowance. You might have need for future expansion. You might have need for future need to add more loads to that facility. What do? Do you start running helter skelter to change the solar system or to upgrade it? You can upgrade, that is very fine, but then what if the funds are not available at that point in time? What do? That is the major reason why you are expected to design your system in such a way that you take care of everything that is supposed to be taken care of, and then you include tolerance. So, for system designs, um, load analysis, your inverter designs, solar panel designs, every thing that concerns solar system designs, you can always reach out to us to enroll if you have not enrolled. Even you who has a solar system in his or her house, you can enroll with us. We will give you private lessons on it, okay? Our solar system installation course is structured in such a way that you do not even need to disturb your own private activities, okay? We can run trainings for you at your own private time if only you can afford it. Yes, if only you can afford it, that's the truth. So that is that. Let's proceed. So, what are the consequences of poor system designs? You are going to be having shutdowns and overload triggering of the solar system. That is to say, when the loads are far more than the capacity of the inverter system, you will tend to kill that your inverter system on time. When the solar panels cannot produce enough charges to charge your batteries or even power up your load, you will get low voltage alarm even during the day. That is the truth, even during the day. So you must do well to design your solar system the right way. Let's look at the second cause of system failure. Low quality of fake component. Low quality of fake component. This is another key aspect when it comes to solar system um, failures, okay? So when you use fake solar panels, substandard inverters, low quality charge controllers, or even fake batteries, these are all low quality or fake components. Your system will tend to fail. However, you may wish to ask, how do you identify a fake or low quality component? As a professional in this field, that is why you have to enroll with us. If you want to become a professional in this field, you have to enroll with us so that we can walk you the process of knowing and identifying all these things. But then, these our short tutorial videos can call to your attention the things you do not know, while you then make provision to enroll fully for our solar installation course, and then we can walk you through it. For you to identify your solar panels to be fake, it is very easy. You know, there is something that these dealers of or sellers of this solar component do. They call it upgrading the component. Upgrading is not in terms of upgrading the component itself properly. They just print another label, a fake label, and then places it carefully on top of the original labels um, by the manufacturers of those products. That is one of the key ways of identifying a low quality or fake component. Every time you buy your materials, try to peel those labels. You might you might be fortunate to find another label behind the original behind the supposed original label. So, and the one behind the supposed original label would be the original label. So it simply means that for a 200-watt solar panel, these our dubious brothers, those dubious neighbors can actually upgrade it to 400 watts by printing a very similar um, label and placing it on top of the original label. How then do you decide this without you peeling off the label? You can use your multimeter. You can even use your um, um, solar panel meter. Yes, you can use a solar panel tester or solar panel meter. Once you plug your solar panel or connect your solar panel meter to any solar panel, it will give you all the various technical parameters as associated to that solar panel. By now, you guys should be very familiar with technical parameters as we have already dropped the video. Yes, as I've already dropped the video of the technical parameters. So that is also to help you in your daily work. Okay. So technical parameters such as the Pmax, IMP, IOC, VOC, ISC. So VMP as well. So all those things will clearly come out on your solar panel tester, and then you will know that, oh, this your dealer is trying to play a fast one on you. Substandard inverters. Substandard inverters can hardly be identified physically unless you make use of them or unless you are very familiar with that particular product. However, you need to be very observant when you are unsealing your inverter systems. Any already unsealed inverter system that is expected to be new, please do not take it. All right, and also buy your materials from approved vendors. Yes, buy it from approved vendors where your components are going to be tested in your presence or tested by a trusted ally of yours. Charge controller is another um, issue. Low quality charge controllers. You see, when you are trying to build a super or make a super solar system, your charge controller can actually fail you. Where you expected to use an MPPT charge controller and you end up using a PWM charge controller. A PWM charge controller is good to an extent, but then it is not efficient enough. That is the truth. Yes, we are working on videos for solar charge controllers. When we drop it, we will definitely inform you so that you will also be exposed to certain things about your charge controllers. So you have to always consider making use of MPPTs. Yes, MPPT charge controllers are the best. They can serve you for as long as you want to serve you, as long as you do not intend to kill it yourself. Okay, but then there are also fake MPPTs in the market, so you also need to be very careful. Fake batteries. You're expected not to use your car batteries for your solar system setup. You are only expected to use 4 basic types of batteries, and out of which 2 is the most common and 2 is the best, your lithium battery or your lead acid batteries. But please, you should also never mix your old batteries with your new batteries. Please, in most cases, you are not advised to do that. But if it is unforeseen circumstances, you can actually do it for a while and then you can then decide to change the whole batteries. But please, if you can, do not mix your old batteries with your new batteries because you are going to be causing a whole lot of damage to that solar system. All right. We have also taught our students this aspect of system safety or system installation when it comes to this the do's and don'ts of solar batteries. So you can also enroll for our training. We keep saying it, enroll fully for our training to have all this knowledge. Now look at these 2 nameplates of a solar panel. You should also be familiar with what we call a nameplate. These are the labels that I was talking about. These 2 labels are supposed to be labels for the same type of solar panel, Canadian solar, okay? It's supposed to be the same for the same solar panel. But you can see that one is labeled fake and the other one is original. If you look at it, you will see that the one labeled fake, you have some typos in it and you have some unusual things in it, and they're expected to be the same. Now, let me call to your attention to just one of the things on this nameplate before we move ahead. From the model number, the model type is telling you that it is CS3W450MS, which means that this is a 450 watt solar panel, right? Now look at the one that is written original. You can see the PMAX, which is the original wattage, or the actual wattage or power of this solar panel, to be 450. But look at its counterpart, which is the fake one. Look at what the it is labeled to be. See what the PMAX is labeled to be: 545 watts. So this is dubious in nature. This is very, very dubious in nature. In as much as the other technical parameters are seeming alike, yes, they are seeming alike, but then that disparity in the actual size of the solar panel is a turn-off, and you should never be connected to this. Once you have seen the model number of any solar panel, please know that the size of the solar panel is always included in the model number. Consequences of low quality or fake components is shortened system lifespan. That is, your system that is supposed to last for 20 years, take for instance, your solar panels are supposed to last for 25 years. Because it is fake, it is going to be running for maybe 10 years to die off. 15 years, it dies off. For your batteries that are supposed to last for 4 years, under 6 months, you must have changed your battery twice. That simply means that you are buying fake batteries all the time. Please, like we said earlier, try to always patronize approved and trusted, reliable vendors. Incorrect installation. This is another issue that comes with your system failures. Loose cable connections, wrong polarity connections, poor earthing and grounding, and undersized cables. Loose cable connections can cause a lot of havoc for you. When you have loose connections in your solar system setup, the current flowing in your cable will not be complete. Therefore, your system might be getting current and voltage. Your system might be getting a low voltage alarm. At times, you might not even see your charge controllers able to charge your batteries. That is one of the key faults related to loose connections. Loose connections can also lead to sparks and fire outbreak. Yes, because when it leads to sparks, it can lead to fire outbreak. So you are advised to always make sure your connections are firmly done. Okay, avoid wrong polarity. Where you are expected to do a series connection, please do a series connection. Where you are expected to do a parallel connection, do a parallel connection. On no account should your positive cable join with your negative cable when it is not the right connection that you are performing. Please, on no account should that ever happen. Your system is supposed to be earthed and grounded. Yes, you need to ground your system properly. You need to ground it properly, very, very well, please. It needs to be grounded properly and earthed as well. Your solar panel, your solar inverter, the solar charge controllers, they all need to be grounded. In fact, your whole facility needs to be grounded. Your solar system needs to be grounded just as your conventional electricity is being grounded as well. But then, do you know how these things are done? That is why we are here for you. We have opened your eyes to what you need to know. Now you can come in and we will expose more to you. Undersized cables, yes. Not just undersized cables, undersized and oversized cables. When your cables are undersized, that means you're using a too-thin cable. When you're using a too-thin cable, you're going to be having a resistance in that your cable. Okay, there will be resistance in that your cable, and when there is resistance, there will be heat. There will be heat generated, and when there is heat generated, there will be energy lost through that heat generation. The same thing applies to when you are also have or using a thick cable, that is a big, very large size of cable for your system installation. You're also going to have a resistance in that your uh, cable, a resistance to the flow of current in that your cable, heat will be generated and energy will be lost through heat. So take for instance, when you are expected to generate 300 watts, at the end of the day, you might be seeing 150 or 180 watts. Note that there is something wrong and you might need to consider your cable sizes. Again, we have a special class dedicated to cable sizing because this is a very important aspect of solar system installations. You need to enroll for that class and get that knowledge. Okay. Now, this is one of the ways you can ground your solar panels. This is one of the ways you can ground your solar panels. We also have the other ways when you enroll for our classes or buy our practical manual. What are the consequences of incorrect installation? You have fire outbreak, power losses, and inverter damage. Just like I told you, for a loose connection, it can lead to fire outbreak. For or oversized or undersized cables, it can also lead to power losses and you won't be generating enough energy. You are generating enough energy, but it is not getting to where it is supposed to get to. And your inverter along the line might be also be damaged. Poor panel positioning. This is another key factor. All right. In the field of solar system installations, when you are invited for site survey, one thing you should always look out for is where you will be installing your solar panels. Yes. On no account should you install your solar panels where it is going to be shaded. So panels under a shade might lead to system failures. How? When your solar panels are shaded, it is not going to be producing that expected amount of energy because one side of it is already shaded. That means it is going to be producing half energy or even less than half energy. Therefore, you are going to um, run into system failure as time goes on. Wrong tilt and incorrect angle of incidence. This is one thing we talked about when we treated the technical parameters of your solar panels. Wrong tilt and angle of incidence. How are you positioning your solar panels? To what degree are you positioning it? We have always said it as a rule of thumb. As a rule of thumb in solar power system installations, as that it concerns your solar panels installations. If you live in the south, your solar panels should face the north. And if you live in the northern hemisphere, the solar panels should face the south. Then to what degree, 90 degrees or 45 degrees, it depends on the geographical location of that facility you are running the installation for. Now, this is a typical example of a shaded solar panel. You can see that the trees has the trees have covered a part of the solar panel, which means if this is supposed to generate 5 kilowatts for you, at the end of the day, you might just be receiving 2 kilowatts, and you'll be wondering, are these solar panels okay? Yes, they are working fine. They are working the way it should be. They are, in fact, they are even stressing themselves to generate that 2 kilowatts for you because the cause of this issue is the shading that has to do. But one thing you need to watch out is that as it is struggling to generate energy for you, because it is not easy for it to give you that energy because it's shaded, along the line, it is going to break down. Consequences of poor panel positioning is it leads to low energy production, like I have said over and over. It leads to poor energy generation. Battery related problems. This is another key issue when it comes to your solar system failures. Overcharging or deep discharging your batteries. When it comes to overcharging or deep discharging your solar batteries, it is a very important aspect to look into. Overcharging has to do with when you charge your batteries above the stipulated or specified limit. Yes, that is what we call a float limit of your batteries, and that is where it is supposed to a float and cut off, where it's supposed to get to, it cut energy off from it. But then If you are using a fake charge controller or a fake inverter system to power up your to charge your batteries, it means that when the batteries are expected to cut off energy from charging, or when the solar charge controllers or solar inverters are expected to cut off energy from getting into the battery to charge them, they continue to charge them. That means your batteries are going to be overcharged. Overcharging of a battery can actually damage your batteries. When you see your battery swelling up, it is an issue of overcharging. Now, when we talk about deep discharging simply means that you have discharged that your battery system below the stipulated level. For every battery system or every battery type, there is a limit to which you can discharge it. For your lead acid batteries, you are to discharge it only 50 to 50%. For your lithium batteries, you are to discharge it up to 80%, which means in your 100% full battery, you have 50% energy to yourself when it is fully charged. And for the lithium, you get 80%. But then when you decide to drain these batteries to 100%, in most cases for the lithium battery, it becomes very difficult to charge them. Yes, it becomes very, very difficult to charge them. And so you might end up damaging the cells of that your lithium battery. The same thing applies to your lead acid battery. So please, we are advising you to always adhere to the manufacturer's set rules when it comes to the charging and discharging of your solar batteries. We have said it before, do not mix your old and new batteries together. You are going to be creating issues not just for the solar system but for yourself. Because when you mix old batteries with new batteries, the old batteries would try to catch up. No, the new batteries will try to charge at the rate of the old batteries. Yes, the new batteries will try to charge at the rate of the new batteries. The new batteries will be charging very slowly, just because the old batteries are charging very slowly. The new batteries will be draining very fast just because the old batteries are draining very fast. When the old batteries, where the old batteries charges and stops and tells you it is full, that is where the new batteries will charge and stop and say it is full, while you will then drain it up to 100%. Means that the new batteries have not charged up to 100%, but you are draining the whole energy in it. Once you do this, how many cycles in a day, how many times do you do this in a year, that your new battery is gone. That is why you are advised never to mix your old batteries with your new batteries. And there are a whole lot of technicalities involved in this, but we advise you to enroll fully for our solar installation course, and then we can give you all the information you uh, you deserve. Do not use car batteries like I've said earlier. Only deep cycle batteries like your solar batteries are allowed. Your car batteries are just for starting your cars and not for discharging. Okay. So wrong battery settings on the inverter. Yes, so when it comes to wrong battery settings on the inverter, this simply tells you that you need to do some technical setup on your inverter system after you must have installed it. However, for some smart batteries and for smart inverters, you don't necessarily have to do this. It is all plug and play, which means once you connect your batteries to your inverter, the inverter automatically identifies the type of battery that has been connected to it, and so um, adjust its settings to that battery. However, for some inverters and some batteries, it doesn't work that way. You have to do these settings manually, and if you do them wrongly, you intend or this can actually lead to system failure. So you can see swollen and damaged solar batteries. They are both swollen and they are damaged, as we have told you earlier. So what are the consequences of battery-related problems? It leads to damage to battery and shortened battery backup time. So which means when you mix your old and new batteries together, initially it might run for a length of time you want it to run, but as the day goes by, you will be seeing it drop drastically, and that is not too good for you. That is not too good for you. So technicians, take note. Lack of proper protection. Yes. No use of DC or AC breakers. This is one of the key aspects of this training course or this field as a whole. So your solar system has to be protected. Your solar system has to be protected at all costs. You have your um, breakers, your fuse, your surge, your grounding, your changeovers, either manual changeover or the automatic changeover. We have taken our time to educate all our trainees on how to handle all these things, and they are able to do them. When it comes to solar power system installations, there are two parts of your solar system. You have the AC part and you have your DC part. And also for your protection devices, you have your AC devices and you have your DC devices. On no account should you use your AC device on your DC side and use your DC device on your AC side. No use of surge protection, no use of fuses. Do you know how to use these things? That is the reason why we are here to enlighten you all. So this is the protective devices that we have for you, protective devices and gadgets that we have for you. So on the screen you can see the SPDs, your breakers, MCB breakers, MCCB breakers, your changeovers, and on the other panel on the right you can see the PV box. That's the panel box there, where you can see the safety tools are also in place. You can even see the voltage monitor is also implemented in this as well. So, what is the consequences of not having your system protected? Partial or full system damage during heavy lightning or power surges. That is what it leads to. Now, overloading the system. This overloading the system is on the aspect of the client, which is part of the human error. When you load the when you load the system beyond its expected capacity. That means for a 3.5 kVA inverter system, you are putting a 10,000 watt load on it. It might not even start up for you. Once it picks up, it's shut down. Once it picks up, it's shut down. And once you keep doing that over and over, it will lead to solar system failures. Running heavy loads, your AC, your water pump, your heaters, without proper auditing or sizing. Yes. Not all inverters are suitable to power up these your heavy loads. Please, whenever you know you are going to be running your heavy loads on your inverter system, please ensure that it is a transformer based inverters that you'll be using, because these are high current drawing appliances, your AC, water pumps, heaters, freezers. So make sure it is a transformer based inverter system, because that one can actually withstand the 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 these kind of heavy loads. Okay, so we have also made a complete tutorial video on inverters, so you can actually go and watch it to see what these types of inverters are and the best choice for you. Consequences: frequent inverter shutdowns. Yes, when you power up your facility, the inverter will shut down. That is one of the basic consequences. Now, lack of maintenance, no routine inspection, loose terminals over time, corrosion on cables and terminals, dust built up on panels. Yes, when your panels have been are not just shaded but also have been covered with dust, you will also lead to system failure because there will be low production of energy. We have talked about loose terminals. Now, corrosion of cables, when there is no routine inspection, your cables might be corroded. That is, the battery terminals or even the cables connected to the battery terminals might be corroded, just as you can see here, corroded solar battery terminals. So once this happens, you also lose energy here. The system will be malfunctioning. The inverter system might be getting low voltage signals from this kind of battery systems. But then once you clean them up, you fire it up again, it becomes alive once again. So this is your dusty solar panel and it is being cleaned. So you can see, just for you to clean it, use a clean water. You don't necessarily have to add detergent, but if you want to add detergent, it is also very good. So clean water is very good, and a wet rag or mopping stick, you can clean it off. But then do not use what can scratch the surface of the glass. You know that is a glass. So or the cells. Don't damage the cells, please. So consequences of this is reduced system efficiency and breakdown. So consequences of lack of maintenance is reduced system efficiency, which simply means, or which simply tells you that the expected output from this your inverter system might never be gotten because there are a whole lot of issues going on with the system. So, environmental and weather factors. Yes. So, environmental and weather factors is another very key important factor to consider, and one of the causes of failures of solar system. Excessive heat. Yes. For those of you who have gone through our short tutorial on technical parameters of solar panels, you will observe that your solar panel is giving what we call temperature at STC. And the solar panel's temperature at STC, the standard test condition, is put at 25 degrees centigrade. And it is proving that once this your temperature is too far above this 25 degrees centigrade, which is equivalent to 77 degrees Fahrenheit, your solar panels might tend to misbehave. The solar panel might tend to fail. That is one of the basic reasons why you are not advised to put your solar panels directly on the roof, on iron roof or zinc roof. Always make sure you make provision for rails, that's the solar accessories, so that they can sit on those solar accessories and then be comfortable there, so that there can be enough ventilation or just a good ventilation under that your panels to cool it off. Rain and moisture can as well affect it. When there is rain, there is no sun, your panels will not produce energy for you. Lightning strike is another very dangerous thing when it comes to solar system failures. Okay, lightning strikes can actually damage the complete solar system. Lightning strikes can actually damage the complete solar system if care is not taken, if there is no enough protection for that your system. When there is lightning strike, not thunder, okay, thunder is just a noise that is accompanied by the light. So the light is the major issue. When there is lightning strike, it produces electrical charge, it produces electrical energy, which your solar panels can also absorb. Your solar panels are designed in such a way to carry a specific amount of voltage. But when there is lightning strike, that voltage uh, would be exceeded. So what happens? It needs to send it to somewhere. So instead of sending it to the ground, if it's not properly grounded, it will send it to your facility and it will damage your inverter, damage your charge controller, damage even your home appliances. That is why at every point in time, you are advised to properly safeguard your solar system. Flooding of battery or inverter area. You have to keep your batteries or your solar inverters in a dry and well ventilated area. So you can see what I'm talking about. This is the lightning storm. So once it hits these solar panels will absorb excess energy. Lightning is also an electrical energy. So it absorbs it, and because it cannot handle it, it needs to send it to somewhere. It will send it to your facility and it will damage everything in it. Consequences: damage to the various solar components and materials, just as we have talked about. Improper user knowledge. Yes, we are finally winding down. Improper user knowledge. Poor load management, ignoring system alarms, switching on heavy loads at once. This simply means that as installers, please, you need to educate your client on how to manage the system. And you, the client, you also need to listen and obey the instructions given to you by the installers. Okay, your system is designed to power up a specific amount of loads. However, it is also designed to have a little amount of tolerance. Therefore, it powers the uh, loads available and those that has been designed for it to power in the near future. But then do not overload it. When there is any issues on the system, do not ignore it. Do not try to take care of it yourself. Please call a capable hand to handle it for you. Switching on heavy loads is a habit for most clients, and that is the reason why you might have your system fail. But then we have a solution to this. If you're an installer, your client is always harassing you, chasing you around for a problem that he or she is causing for himself, please let us know. We will tell you the measure to put in place so as to checkmate all those things. This often leads to system overloading and breakdowns. Now, let's look at general recommendations to prevent system failures. Carry out proper load audit and assessment. Make use of quality component only. Employ a professional. Do not just get anybody, not any technician, not any electrician can handle solar system. Okay, carry out routine inspection. Your solar system should be inspected and maintained every three months. Yes, however, we understand this can be strenuous and expensive to carry out, but then 6 months is not too bad to carry out routine maintenance. But if you can afford it, please, three months is okay. Ensure user training after installation. That is on the aspect of the installer. While you are commissioning the system, you should also educate your client on how to handle that system. The system is not a toy. It shouldn't be mishandled. It shouldn't be misused. Follow up the manual. Read up the installation instructions to find out everything going on with the solar system. And that is the end of the lecture. We hope you have been able to learn a whole lot of new things. We hope you have been impacted by this short tutorial video. Just as always, it is a privilege to impart knowledge. I am Chukwumamadukwe, the training director of VertField Tech. See you all in the next tutorial video. Bye bye.